All right, Jarrett, welcome to the show. We're going to start by, we would like you to come up with an intro for the episode. It can be a song, it can be a poem, it can be an interpretive dance.
Yeah.
It can be just about anything. Ready, go. But the show's name is Full of Shit, by the way. And all this dead air will stay in.
Okay. Well, welcome to Full of Shit, where we are talking...
Perfect. We got it. And we're going to rate you out of 10 on that intro. I forgot to say that. Or out of anything. Tim, what would you give that on your
I'm going to give
scale?
you a solid. I like the realness of that. Give me a real, good feel for you. So I'm going to give you a solid 12 out of 16.
Ooh, 12 out of 16.
Yeah.
I'm going to do mine a little creatively, and I'm going to say on a scale of potatoes, I would give you 8 peeled potatoes and 3 unpeeled potatoes, along with 1 mashed.
That mashed really brought up my spirits. I was really
Or
afraid.
down. Only I know the scale.
Well,
You'll never
from
know.
my perspective, it brought my spirits up.
All right, so this is Full of Shit. My name is Noah. I'm one of the hosts today.
My name is Tim. I'm also a host of Full of Shit.
And we have here with us...
I am Jarrett, and I am the guest today.
So today we're going to be deciding who is more full of shit. And today's topic is, who is the deadliest animated Disney or Pixar character? And there's a couple ways we could do this. Do we want to do what is the deadliest, like who could kill the other two? Like if they were all dropped somewhere, like who would win a fight? Or we just want to like overall, statistically, who is the most deadly?
I'm thinking overall body count.
So not
count?
like against each other, just body count.
Yeah.
All right, body count it is. Does anybody have one to start?
Well, the one I was going to go with was Elsa from Frozen.
Ooh.
Ooh. All right,
Okay.
tell us why Elsa is deadly.
Because if you've ever seen the movies,
I
she
have.
literally turns the entire place into ice.
Oh, I'm going to
Right.
pause you because I almost forgot the most important part of this show. No research is allowed. If we find that you've done research, any of us, including the host, you are exiled from the show for all time. And if you choose to write us upon reading this episode and say, hey, you're idiots, you don't know what you're talking about, we know. So you don't have to tell us. So
Congratulations, I would say.
Congratulations. You figured it out. We're a bunch of idiots. You're watching a show called Full of Shit and you realize that we are full of shit. Anyway, continue.
Cool.
But yes, in the first movie, she literally turns that entire place into ice. And she can make ice monsters or snow monsters, and that just
It's true.
clap
Elsa,
folks.
Elsa can create life.
Yeah, she can create life, so she can create those monsters too to do her bidding. I mean, she could rack up a real body count. I mean, like, look at what happened to Texas. If she did that to Texas,
So here's the thing: are these characters? Are we putting them in the context of they know they're going to be trying to kill people? Because
Yeah, I think we're just ranking their ability to be able to do so.
okay, so if they were like, let's put it in like they were in an arena with a bunch of defenseless citizens, and we're just like, all right,
Now, I think
crazy.
morality has to play a role in that because, like, I think you're right. I don't think Elsa would. If Elsa was dropped
No.
with a bunch of unarmed people, I don't think she would.
well,
She
no,
might've-
of course she wouldn't, but she has the capability to drop some people.
Right.
Yeah. So that I guess we have to ask: do we want to bring their morality into it?
I think this is sort of just
Would
Like,
they?
I took
could
the
they-
question,
Could
like,
they do it?
could they?
Not
And
would
how-
they, but could
Not
they?
would they.
Okay.
How many?
So just
could
based
they?
on ability. All right, we can
All
go
right.
with that.
So if Elsa was dropped into a crowd of people, you don't think like 100 people could take Elsa?
No. I
Okay.
think she would
What about 100 soldiers with guns?
with guns.
Yeah, how would Elsa stop a bullet?
Well, I think she could create like a lot of her, like you said, she can create life, so she can have a lot of these snow creatures
Yeah, and she can.
and a big ones.
She
too.
can create snow out of nowhere, right? Because
Yeah.
it's summer in
Yeah.
Arendelle.
and she
Yeah.
creates snow out of
Yep.
nowhere,
Yeah.
and she can keep her she keeps Olaf alive, just with her like abilities.
Wow, that's
like
a really
every
good
once
one,
in a while.
actually. The Elsa is better than I thought she would be.
Like maybe she couldn't stop bullets, but if she wasn't like head on, just like straight corridor, like
Well,
10 guys
hold
with
on.
guns down the corridor.
Hold on, I gotta give you merit here. There was in the first movie she stopped an arrow, did she not?
She did.
Yeah, an arrow moves a lot slower
Arrow's
than a
different
bullet.
than a bow,
True.
but
True.
she can use some of the same tactics, but not in the sense that like, oh, just all of a sudden, boom, wall, stopping a bunch of bullets.
Does Elsa
Right.
get defeated? Like, yeah, she does, by the power of love. So it's like, if
Yeah.
you can be stopped by the power of love, how deadly are you?
Well, that was different. Like, I don't think her sister's going to be in this situation. We're just dropping her into a city and seeing how many people she can rack up.
Okay, so
You know
just
what I
drop her into the city, let her go. All right. What could stop Elsa if we want to talk about something that could?
Well, I mean, a lot could stop her. It's just a matter of getting to her first.
Yeah.
And does she have prep time, or is she just like being dropped in?
I'd say no prep.
No
I'm
prep.
thinking,
So-
I'm thinking almost just to keep like morality out of this situation. I would say, give it like a self-defense situation.
So
Almost.
somebody attacks her.
Yeah, because I think that's really the only situation with any Disney or Pixar characters that they would actually like harm somebody else.
I mean, Gaston tries to murder the beast.
Gaston
True.
did
Okay,
straight
yeah,
up try and-
yeah. I was just thinking like straight protagonists. So
I would argue Gaston's the protagonist.
all right,
How is Gaston the protagonist?
I just identify with him the most in
all
that
right,
movie.
fair
That's
enough.
But anyway,
All right.
so again, we're talking what could kill Elsa. Okay, let's make our way up the scale, and we can do this with like all the characters. So we were saying Elsa. Okay, yeah, if we start at the bottom. So like Elsa, we're saying Elsa could stop. She could. So we're saying she could survive like an army of like 100 people, like trained.
I'm thinking she could.
Okay.
But that also comes into question the whole, does she have prep time or not? And if you're saying
say no.
no, then it would be a hard fought, but I think she could do it.
I think so too. I agree with that one. Okay, what about let's keep moving up. What about like a group of Navy SEALs? SEAL Team 6 comes to assassinate
Oh
Elsa.
no, I mean SEAL Team 6. Again, if she didn't know they were coming, if she knew they were coming,
Yeah,
she might be able to stop them.
doesn't know
but-
they're coming.
Yeah.
Then no. SEAL Team 6, we're talking about these people that they just pop up in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
I
True.
think she
True,
did.
and you got to put in perspective too that at least in that setting, they don't know what guns are.
True. Okay, that's a good point. So if people showed up and pointed guns at Elsa, would she know? Because like, with like a bow, she knows that's a projectile coming. Would Elsa know that very fast metal is coming at her?
Okay, no,
Fast metal.
but why are we comparing guns to someone who's never seen them before, right? Because she's from a time where guns don't exist. So we should be comparing her to an army
Right.
of people with
Right, but if we want to talk
swords and
deadly overall,
deadly overall. Like in modern day, if we took
Sure,
Elsa
yeah, I'm saying
out of the
modern
movie
day.
and dropped her here.
like I'm saying, like if a nuke was dropped on Elsa, would she survive it? Probably not.
no, probably not.
I guess that
but-
has nothing to do with deadly. That's just how
Yeah,
could she survive it?
right.
So, but I think the gun one is a valid criticism by Tim, because it's like, yeah, like if a bunch of people show up with guns and you had never seen a gun before, you'd be like, why are they holding these not effective spears?
Right.
These non-sharp spears.
But at the
and
same
swords.
time,
Look
you
at
have to
this.
think that Elsa is at least halfway intelligent person. She has seen crossbows before, right? So maybe she thinks this is just a weird type of crossbow. So
Maybe.
she still tries to shield herself.
I think
you know.
I think as long as they missed the first couple shots, she'd figure it out.
Yeah,
Like-
and figured out that, hey,
Yeah.
oh shit, like
Yeah.
they're actually shooting.
But
at
as
me.
for like, but that brings into question the whole thing, or the whole debate, I guess, is are we dropping this into how many people do you think she could kill defenseless?
Just I wouldn't even put a label on it. I just think how deadly is she? Like how strong of a weapon is she? Like maybe that's how we should do it.
strong of a weapon.
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
I still think she's a pretty powerful weapon. Like
She could.
she's an instrument of chaos for sure. Like if
she
she
can build barricades. She can.
and like just the
True.
fact that you could bring a blizzard onto a town and like that was her accidentally. Imagine what she could
Yeah.
do on purpose.
On purpose, she could just freeze the entire place.
So I think where do you think that capability ends? Like that ability to change weather. Do you think she could like cause a blizzard strong enough to like starve out a town? Probably.
I think
so.
she could because
She basically almost did that.
yeah,
Yeah.
according to the movie, she basically almost did it.
accident.
And then take a city full of people or like say soldiers that are not like it's summer, right?
Yeah.
Take a city full of
Oh, and
soldiers
then they're
that
not ready
aren't-
for
they're
it.
not prepared. Then all of a sudden, literally within a day, I don't know how long it takes her abilities to work, but within a few hours, boom, blizzard. They don't have the food, the supplies, the clothes.
You're looking at a situation comparable to German troops going into Russia in World War II. Scorched earth tactics and everything.
Yeah,
It's
so if like this was
ooh.
like a Suicide Squad situation, I was like Amanda Waller. It's like, and I was like unleashing Elsa on the world. I could do quite a bit with Elsa.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the way we should be looking at
Oh, yeah.
this. Is like
Yeah.
what like. Maybe that's how we should situate it. Is if they were on, like, if we were suicide squatting them, basically, what could we do? Because I think
God.
With
I think,
Elsa, you could do a lot.
Yeah.
I really
like,
think
she's a
so.
weapon.
Okay. All right.
So congratulations, we're 10 minutes into the show and we finally figured out what it's about. No research.
None.
So what else could we as Amanda Wallers do with Elsa? Could we take out a terrorist? So we could, I think you could, I don't want to use specific terrorist groups, but say there was a terrorist group, you could just drop them in like the city you think they are, but you have to worry about civilian casualties.
Well,
though.
I mean, Amanda
True.
Waller's not. If you're
Oh, yeah,
talking
she
about,
doesn't
like,
care. Okay,
Exactly.
you're
Yeah.
right. That's
If
the
we're
whole-
talking exactly Amanda Waller situation, she
You're
doesn't
right.
give a shit.
That's right. That's the
about
whole
civilian
point of the. That is the
casualties.
whole point of the Suicide Squad. Is
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about that. So you're
Yeah.
right. You got me there. All right. What could, in terms of destructive power, what could we compare her to? I don't think she's like a nuke.
No, I think she is the equivalent, I would say, to like a very strong, like a hurricane kind of natural disaster type thing.
That's
She
what I
would
would
be a
put her.
natural disaster. You just
Yeah.
drop into a town,
Yeah.
like throwing a
Like
tornado at somebody.
maybe depending on the town and the location, like should claim a couple lives, but I think overall people would be able to hold their own.
Yeah. And I think like Superman, I would compare to like a nuke, if not more. Like,
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah.
capable.
whereas like Elsa, yeah, I think natural disaster. I think people could survive it,
Yeah.
but you could do some damage with Elsa.
Oh yeah,
All right, Tim, what do you got?
cool.
Unless you want me to go.
If you got one right away.
Okay, I got one. Mine is Eve from WALL-E.
Oh God,
Yes.
Because how are you gonna stop her?
dude, her arm is a literal cannon.
That gun she has on her arm, it's like
It can do a lot of damage.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
granted, that is her only weapon, but how are you gonna stop her?
But
I mean,
then
she's
again-
very fast, but I mean, like, again, what could we compare her to would be our first step. Like, is she faster than a jet? Like, a
True.
fighter jet? Is
I guess we
she-
never get like a true sense of her speed. What is she
True.
powered by?
I'm guessing
We
like
have no
electromagnetic force.
Like she's
or
not
something
powered by like the sun, but like WALL-E is, right?
I don't think.
I don't
so.
think they ever like specifically
They never
like
really go
show
into
in the
that.
movie, but like she's
She
put
probably
on
has
a,
like a battery or something.
she's put on like a recharging dock when she gets
So
in
it's
the
probably
big
a
ship
battery.
at some point.
True.
I was gonna say if she's like nuclear energy, it's like there, bomb.
Yeah.
just a small nuclear power plant. It's just
I
hiding
just
in
think like okay, if we like go like the same thing we challenged Elsa with, it's like an army. I think Eva has no problem with like an army of 100 men with guns. No problem.
No, no,
3
just-
shots and they're all dead.
Yeah.
With how explosive
Okay,
that gun
so
is.
here's the
Well-
thing. She was the only person, like she was the only thing, like in that movie, that was close to like catching her off guard was the giant magnet, the crane magnet.
Yeah, because if you
That's
think about
true.
that, even like just the sound of like the scuttling bug, she hears it and turns and shoots at it like
Yeah.
on a dime
Yeah,
and is accurate.
Yep.
So it's like I don't think you could sneak up on her.
true. And you think about the power of that cannon too. It's like Wally was literally hiding behind a rock and she melted it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, as with the
It's
like
strong.
you said, against 100 men, she could have 3 shots and they're gone, right? But that's considering that they're all in the same exact spot.
Well, sure.
you know.
sure.
Like if it was a modern
True.
situation, they'd be. But I'm not saying it wouldn't be as easy. She could maybe 10 shots.
So between Elsa and Eve, who could kill that army faster?
I would have to personally put my vote on Eve just because of the direct weapon of war on her arm.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. I think Eve is built to kill. Whereas Elsa
I
is
agree.
built to freeze.
I
and
think I'll
sing.
have to agree with that. But
And sing.
wide scale destruction,
Yeah, I would give it to Elsa over
Yeah.
Eve for wide.
Depends on
scale.
the situation. I think it's situational, but I think like immediate potential would be Eve. I think
Like, who would you be more scared if you were like locked in a room with? Probably Eve. Because I think now if we do want to bring morality in for like the comparisons, like I think Elsa would have more mercy than Eve.
well, in that sense, if you're not posed as a threat to Eve, she's not going to just blast a hole through you.
Yeah, like
You know what
that
I mean?
that like cockroach wasn't a threat.
She didn't know that. She didn't
Yeah,
know what was
exactly.
scuttling around.
So like,
But if
she
you're just locked in a room with you, she can see you.
yeah, but
You're not hidden behind
she's
her.
only used to like fat people. Like she'd be very startled by me, a very
you don't
slender
know that.
person.
You don't know how long she's been around. They used to be skinny.
Okay, you got me there. It's
Maybe.
been a while. At the very
I
least,
don't know
it's
what
been a while.
model she is. I don't know if the ship, like,
Yeah, she
maybe
seems
she was
pretty new.
activated later on than
Yeah,
the
I
other
don't know.
ones.
That's a good question. The history of Eve.
Yeah, that's a good question. What other things did we pose again? Oh, like what could we use Elsa for, or what could we use Eve for in
Oh,
an Amanda Waller
like,
situation?
You said, like, taking on a terrace. Easy.
Assassination. I think
Easy.
she'd do
Oh.
it better than Eve,
Oh,
or better than Elsa.
oh yeah. I think so.
Just because it's like it's a robot.
No, here's the thing though. Like if we were to send in, if morality was set aside, Elsa can, shoot like an ice projectile, right? So that's a lot quieter than an arm cannon.
Yeah, why do you gotta be
going on.
quiet?
But see, that's the thing. Is like if you're trying to take out one person, right? Like it's super dangerous and like not alert us, like a bunch of like a SEAL Team 6 kind of situation. Like you can't make a lot of noise.
Well, yeah, but also not to knock my own choice, but I think Eve would have an easier time finding the
Yeah.
person than
True.
Elsa would.
Because like Elsa's not trained for that.
She's not trained
Elsa's
for that.
trained for princessing.
But
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
no. But Eve would find the person easier if it were more of an
Like I
assassination.
said, like
attempt
Eve
type
is
of thing.
designed to kill. Or is she? Actually, she's
She's-
more of like a surveyor.
Well, but I mean,
survey
she's
with
not
a big gun.
designed. Yeah,
she's
I was gonna
designed to
say.
find plants.
Yeah, but she was built. She had it built
Oh,
in.
I just thought of a problem. As soon as she found the plant, we're done. Eve's done. And there's plants everywhere. In this
Yeah, she
world.
locks
Well,
up.
but we're not talking. Like we said, we're not talking about using them for their like
Yeah,
function in the movie. Like Elsa's not gonna just drop in and find a terrorist.
You're
but
right.
You know,
if you just throw a plant at her, done. She locks up. Done.
Yeah, locks on the plant, done. I think we just found the problem with Eve. Because Eve's was built to find plants. Like that's her programming.
Yeah.
And also Eve, I thought of, has the same weakness as Elsa, which is love.
I think that's all of like Disney and Pixar's character
that's gonna
problems.
be a lot of issues.
They have a problem with love. Isn't love all of our greatest weakness? Think about it.
No.
Philosophical time here on Full of
You know-
Shit. Is
you know
love
what
your
mine
greatest
is?
weakness?
I mean,
Fried chicken.
yeah, I was gonna say I love Taco Bell, and it's a weakness when I go there at 11 o'clock every single night.
Yeah.
It's a weakness. It's not. So that would reduce your deadly if somebody threw a Taco Bell at you,
I'd be like, damn.
would you lock on like Eve locks onto a plant?
I think I might,
Yeah. Someone
depending on what.
threw threw down like a 12-piece KFC like original bucket at me, like give me a bib. I'm chowing down.
Okay, Tim, what do you got? Did you think of one?
Yeah. So out of all the Disney Pixar, I had to go with. I'm gonna have to do like a really cheap choice here, but
The suspense is killing me.
hear me out. Jack.
Oh,
Tie into episode 1 when I said I
Yeah.
would use Jack as a weapon.
Yes. And honestly, that's what made me think of it. I'm just like, that's just so good. 'Cause
Recap from episode 1, just to give Jarrett context. I said I would be Mr. Incredible, and because I wouldn't have powers, I would use Jack as a weapon. So I kind of made an argument for Tim here in that.
Yeah.
Jack is the ultimate
so
weapon.
that would be. I mean, come on, laser eye weapons. I mean,
the ultimate weapon used by somebody else.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I
true.
mean?
Like how Jack
True.
would not do. Like if you just
No,
drop
that's-
Jack in
yeah,
somewhere.
that's true. He wouldn't really. be
He'd
able
do
to-
damage because he'd just be like shooting shit all over the place.
But I think
But-
someone would have to provoke him. Like the only
Yeah.
reason he like attacks Syndrome at the end is because he's provoked. Like he's
True.
stolen. But like, say like we wanted to, I don't know, assassinate some guy in a building. It's like if you just fly Jack in and leave him in a building, like odds are nobody's gonna provoke him. They're gonna be like, hey, look, a baby.
Yeah, unless that guy tries to hurt him.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would try to hurt him is the problem.
That's true. He's a baby.
Yeah, I don't think they would.
Shoot.
I think that's the caveat to Jack.
I think that is. I think that's like the purpose of Jack is just to be like that super OP weapon, and then all of a sudden just be like.
It's
he's a
like,
baby.
yeah, it's like, yeah, he's a grenade, but like he has a
He's
really
a-
specific way to set him off. That's hard to do.
He's a grenade that only goes off in if it's a 10% chance.
Yeah. But it's okay. So like
He's very deadly though.
just for the sake of the pick, yeah, he does have a lot of deadly capability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because let's go through all the things he has. He has laser eyes. He starts on fire.
Shape shifts.
Yeah, he turns into like a
He
gremlin
can turn
thing.
into like metal, right?
Yeah.
His skin
Yeah.
turns into metal at some point.
So in a way, bulletproof.
Now, if we wanted to say like Jack at like 20 years old,
Oh yeah,
I think-
unstoppable.
unstoppable.
Yeah, when he knows
Then he knows how to use
all.
all of his abilities.
Then solid.
Gosh, the Incredibles universe is broken when Jack
It
Jack
is.
grows up.
It is. It truly is.
Mhm.
Can he fly? Does he fly?
He does float at one point.
He does float.
He floats and teleports.
Oh, in the yeah. What was it? That was the short, the Pixar short. Jack.
Did he?
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it?
I
Okay.
don't think so.
It's literally like where he, like I think it was shoot. It was one of the it was like his babysitter like was watching him like while they like the rest of the family was off doing their thing.
yes.
And it
Because
was
that was like after the movie in the credits, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure, in the first movie.
yeah, and then it was like he was
Yes.
just like teleporting everywhere, like chasing a
He
cookie
can
around.
teleport
and-
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. We could give it. I'd say Jack out of all of the. I still think Elsa has more widespread
See,
destructive capability.
that's the thing with Jack is that it's like you have to. It's so situational.
And
Why don't we go ahead?
with Elsa, she doesn't have to be right there in front of someone to kill them, right?
Yes.
She can, like we said, widespread destruction. She can make a blizzard and freeze a town, but you don't even know where she is.
True.
You know, she could starve a town out. They don't even necessarily have to know where she is to do that, and then she can keep
Right.
sending her.
She's a
Snow
passive
creatures.
killer.
Yeah,
And then
It would take
you
longer,
have Eve,
of
who
course.
is a very direct killer.
Whereas
If-
Jack is just random chaos.
basically,
So
if
if you-
Jack, yeah.
so if like you flew over wherever you're trying to target in a helicopter, and you like just kicked Jack out of it. Don't kick babies, but it's Jack. He's super powered.
I think he'd
He'll be
survive.
fine.
So but I'm saying like you kicked him out of it. Would that be enough to set him off?
I think he'd be pretty pissed. I mean, he's falling through the air.
But would he target you? Or would he target? Is he like Hulk, where it's like we just piss him off and he goes after
That's
everything?
a good question.
I don't think so. I don't think
because
so
he
because
specifically targets Syndrome.
he was falling at the end of the Incredibles movie, right? He was falling, and he still had to be caught.
Well, that's because he wasn't no longer. There was
Yeah.
nobody was a threat to him at that
So
point.
I think that adds merit to like he would only attack his attacker. He's not
Right.
like Hulk.
Yeah, so it's like to an attacker,
That's a problem. Is getting someone to
God.
attack him.
right?
Yeah, who's going to attack a baby?
Do you just release him with like a kick me sign on his back? I don't think that'd be enough. There are few people in this world who would attack babies. That gets
That's
you killed in prison.
That's true.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When
so-
bad guys say don't do this, that it shows you how unwilling people are to do something.
Yeah,
Can we talk
that's
about
fair.
something just for a second? Side note.
Yeah.
His name is Syndrome. That's what you call like a disorder is a syndrome. Or like
Yeah.
a disease is why is his name Syndrome? Why did you
I'm
think that'd
sure
be
there's
cool?
some significance in the movie.
As in like he is
I
a
think-
is it like he's a product of like superheroes? Like he's the result.
Oh,
of
I never thought of
superheroes?
see, that's what I thought. It's like you kind of touched on it right there, probably.
Interesting.
How he got his name.
Interesting. He sucks, but
Yeah,
interesting.
he's a kind of a dick.
Yeah, interesting.
It's just so like okay, so if Jack wouldn't work, and I don't really want to cheap out on a pick from a previous episode here. So my second pick is completely unrelated to anything we've ever mentioned before. Would probably be, I would say,
He's between a couple folks.
I'm. Give me a second.
Random number. How many are there? How many are you between?
Give me like.
He's thinking of one right now.
Yeah,
Like,
give
he's
me-
bullshitting us so hard right
I'm bullshitting so
So-
hard right now.
now. One that I thought of that maybe wouldn't be that great, but Big Hero 6 is a Disney movie, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
What about Baymax?
Baymax in his kill mode with
That's what I'm
with
saying.
his chip in kill mode with all of his armor on, I think he could cause some damage.
Yeah, I still think like Eve could take him out,
I think so too. It wouldn't be the most deadly, it wouldn't be the best, but I think he could
but
do
it's
some
one.
damage.
Like it's something that's
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's dangerous.
Baymax has a hand cannon thing.
Oh,
once he has his armor.
right.
Without his armor,
No,
he's
he's a
nothing.
balloon.
No, he's a balloon.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
You got one yet?
no.
No, you don't have one yet?
Of course not.
So what about all of like our characters that we've mentioned so far against each other?
Ooh.
Who wins?
I think.
Because in that way, Jack would be being attacked.
Okay, what are the standards? Right.
American football field.
And
The
You toss
goalposts
them
are
in.
there, and you drop them there. And some guy in a top hat says you must kill each other, and then he
okay,
disappears.
so Jack has no idea what's going on off the bat.
He also says it in Baby.
So yeah, Jack has no idea what's going on right off the bat.
Uh,
So that's a distinct advantage for his competitors
True.
right away.
Sure,
True.
and that is fair.
I think out of all of those characters, Eve is probably going to be the first one to just snap in and be like,
she would
okay,
act first,
I think she would too.
act.
Yeah.
and if Elsa would be confused by a gun, imagine how she'd be confused by this floating.
I think it would be Eve, because
I think Eve would just end them right then and there,
Like we
no
said,
hesitation.
Eve's cannon
Pew, pew.
can just go through solid rock. Elsa's ice is not going to stop that, and she doesn't
No.
have a long-term thing to try and stop.
Yeah. And
Eve.
if you'd happened to, if Eve would have happened to have gone for Elsa first, now even then, I don't
What-
think Jack would have been able to.
What I'm wondering is, would the shot kill Jack? I don't know
That's
if
a
it would.
good-
Ooh,
But
Because if it wouldn't, that's a whole different game.
that is true.
That's because he can turn into metal, right? But I don't know if
Is it
he's-
Jack with his suit on?
It's got to be Jack with the suit on. Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. Do you remember when they were?
Yeah, they're bulletproof. They're fireproof.
Yeah, they're like.
Mhm. But are they massive energy cannon proof?
We'll have to find
question.
out. For the sake, why don't we say yes? So
just give
Elsa's
him a
dead,
chance.
unfortunately.
Yeah, Elsa would not. So I don't think she would.
Because I literally think the scenario would be they all appear. Top Hat Man says you need to kill each other, and before he even disappears, like Eve is firing
Mhm.
just because
Yeah.
Eve has no mercy.
And Elsa's not like a very agile person either. Like, she's smart technically, but then all of a sudden this floating robot comes out in front of her shooting laser balls at her. I don't think she's surviving it, unfortunately.
But Jack, say Jack.
He might survive the cannon blast. Let's just say he does, right? Because of his suit or because of whatever he changes into. And like you said, I think it is like he's figure a jack of all trades. So
Yeah, I think that's
Yes.
the point.
he can do pretty much anything.
That's crazy.
Um,
So do all superhero babies have that, or is
No, because
I feel like
remember
that's-
Dash and Violet.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
They're also superhero babies.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Why is Jack so special?
Good question.
What's his weakness?
Probably because they thought it was funny.
Yeah.
But his weakness right now is that he's a baby.
Yeah.
That's his weakness.
That's his weakness right now.
But what about when he grows up?
Unstoppable. Nuke.
Could Superman defeat Jack?
I don't
Grown
think
up Jack?
Yeah.
so. I don't think so.
How powerful are Superman's laser eyes really? You know what I mean? Quite.
They cut through buildings like butter.
Yeah. And I don't think Jack, he can turn into metal, but again, he cuts through buildings. I think Superman wins that fight.
I also don't know what Jack would do to Superman. Like
yeah, because
how-
we've never seen a grown up
But
Jack.
can Superman predict where he's going to teleport to?
doesn't matter. Superman's fast as hell.
And he can hear.
It's true.
And like if Jack
Pretty good.
teleports again, what is he gonna do to Superman? Superman's only weaknesses are what? Magic and kryptonite. And Lois Lane.
Yeah.
And Lois Lane. Good
I
question.
think that'd be a good fight.
I think it would be interesting.
Yeah. I think it would be.
We're still talking about a grown Jack, correct?
Yeah. Grown
Yes.
Jack.
Oh, yeah. Baby
Knows
Jack
his
would get
powers.
stomped into the dirt.
Oops.
Oh yeah.
Don't stomp babies into the dirt.
Don't do it.
Don't do that.
Unless you're Superman.
Don't
I
do
mean-
that.
Yeah. So, okay, why don't we go back to the football stadium thing we were talking about because we're all over the place. And what if Elsa knew she was going into a fight ahead of time? Everybody knows. Like, they get...
I still think Eve is just going to
Really?
blow. Because Eve's thing, like
She
we
shoots
said,
it pretty fast,
it goes
too.
shoots it really fast. It goes through solid rock, and all Elsa can do is ice. And we don't even know how
Yeah.
big a wall of ice she can just poof up right away.
Yeah, I was trying to save Elsa, but dead.
I know she's my
agree.
choice, but like
I agree. Dead.
I just
Yeah.
can't see
Like
her
I said,
winning.
with the unsuspecting citizens. Deadly Elsa's
Yeah.
got some stuff going for her, but
I-
in this situation in a free for all fight in a football stadium, against a robot.
I mean,
with a
she could
cannon
make
arm,
a bunch of little. She could make like even if she made her big, like snow creatures,
it'd just go right through it.
it could go right through it, and Eve can fly. A lot higher than she can throw snow, probably.
Is Olaf immortal except for heat?
Well,
He
in
gets
the
impaled.
second, I think yes, and in the second movie, she puts like permafrost on him or some.
Maybe
something like
Olaf
that.
is the most deadly.
Well, he could. I mean, if you blew him up, he'd still be. Whew.
Wouldn't he just come back together? Because he can like separate himself.
Can't
I mean-
separate himself.
If you vaporized him, like Eve's blaster would probably vaporize him.
But
That's
okay,
true.
what is vaporizing? That's extreme heat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Tim,
heat.
you know science.
Oh,
Yeah.
So if he is immune to heat now,
Well, he's not immune to heat. She just puts like a layer of permafrost
he's
on him.
permanently frosted.
But see, that's the thing. It's like when you turn snow into immediate steam, like that steam's gonna go whoop, gone.
Can
That's
Olaf control himself in a gaseous form?
Good question. I
I
don't know how
doubt
far
it.
her,
He
her
does
magic
fear.
goes.
Oh, he doesn't fear melt. He doesn't fear death,
He doesn't fear death.
No,
He doesn't really know what's going on.
not really.
but he has 0 attack capabilities.
That's true.
Having said that, she could just make a bigger, more deadly snow creature and also permafrost that
why
thing.
doesn't she do that?
She
Because
did
she's
do
not a
that.
dick in the movies.
Well, she did do that.
Well, she did.
She made a bigger one.
Sort of accidentally the
Can
first
she
time.
create snow anywhere?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier.
So you know how
Like-
like Eve, like her normal state is like all together, like her arms, like
Yeah, and her
detach-
arms can detach.
Could Elsa just immediately just freeze Eve?
If she
before-
was faster than Eve with the gun.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think she's faster than Eve.
Eve is good. God.
Yeah, Eve,
If she dodged the first few shots from Eve and somehow got, like, because Eve can just keep.
yeah, I don't
keep
think Eve
going
would
with it, you
miss
know?
Also, like Eve doesn't miss throughout the movie.
Well, she missed the cockroach and she missed.
Crap!
She missed Wally technically.
How much does she miss Eve by, or miss the cockroach by?
Well, it's
Like
not
inches.
really shown in the movie because she shoots at it and you're pretty sure she hit it, but it's a cockroach, so it just kind of crawls out of the hole she
So
hit.
does she hit it and it just doesn't die?
Probably, but
Maybe her
like,
gun is not that powerful as we think.
Well, cockroaches, like they say, the cockroach can survive a nuclear blast.
That's not if the blast lands on it, or is it? I don't know.
Well,
Full of shit. No research.
yeah. I think in that situation, they are trying to hit on like the indestructibility of cockroaches.
Yeah, I
Is
feel like that was more
cockroach
a
the most-
comedy.
Is that cockroach the most deadly? Pixar.
I don't
Disney
think so.
character?
Hey,
He's the most immortal. I don't think he can
I'd have
kill
to put my
anybody.
money on the cockroach.
Can he kill anybody?
No.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So-
that does take deadly out. I just thought of one
What's
that
that?
might be the winner. I'm going
Mhm.
against my own thing. If anybody else has any more, feel free to throw them in. Genie.
Huh?
Genie from Aladdin.
Oh, well,
He's free.
Genie.
He's free at the end of the movie.
he's freed. If we're
Free
talking,
genie.
we're talking.
free Genie.
Oh, yeah, we're talking animated.
Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously, yeah, animated, he's freed. He still has all his powers. Yes.
Yes.
Most powerful character, hands down. You can turn
He's-
everyone into
he's a
goats if you
genie.
wanted.
He can do
He's a
anything.
genie.
I don't think he's a god.
He can
Yeah.
alter reality.
Yeah. That's the one.
Oh my
That's
god.
the one. That is the one. 100%. You can't beat Genie.
You can't
Freed
beat
Genie.
So what could Genie do? Okay, if Genie encountered an army of men, just to put him through all things, he just snapped his fingers.
Snap his fingers and they turn into goats or they die or they disappear.
What is his weakness? Anything? Does
Well,
free
once
Genie
he's
have
once
a
he's
weakness?
freed, no.
If there's some way to get him,
He's desperate for friends.
yeah, I mean, if there's some way to get him cuffed back up as a genie, like as a slave genie,
I
How-
don't know.
I have no idea how that.
How do you enslave a genie?
I have no clue.
Ooh,
I
how do
think
you-
they have to wish for it.
In
or-
Lamp and a Genie.
Well, in Aladdin, they
Jafar
trick
genie.
Jafar into basically wishing himself into a genie, being the most powerful being,
Yeah.
and then. But I don't know how genies first
Yeah, I don't know
come
how you would
about.
beat him.
I don't-
You know,
Aren't oh
Even
man.
if we compared him to like Superman, Superman's not beating Genie because
No.
Superman's weak to magic.
he could snap his fingers and boom, Superman is no longer super.
He
He's
could
just
snap
man.
his fingers and the entire world would just be gone.
Yeah, Genie. is-
Immediate
yeah.
kill streak.
If I'm Amanda Waller, Genie is my wet dream.
I think Genie wins.
I think so.
Unfortunately,
Is there anyone that could even come close? Brainstorm
I-
session right now.
all right. Is there anybody else
Disney
in the
characters.
Disney Pixar world
That's basically
anywhere
like a god.
that's literally a god? Zeus?
Pumbaa.
Oh, that's true. Okay, maybe maybe like did you say Pumbaa? Maybe like
When I was a young warthog.
But yeah, maybe.
I just
Because Zeus is
destroyed the audio
technically
there.
in,
yeah, Zeus is a god.
and he's technically in Disney,
Yep.
but he's not a Disney character. He's not originally a Disney
is a
character.
He's a Disney.
He is
Yeah,
in the
he
Disney
is animated.
Okay,
Literally Zeus. He's
I
a
still
god.
don't think so.
I don't think he
know.
could. I think maybe all the gods against Genie,
Well, because gods.
because we never see Genie against other magical beings.
True.
Like even Genie and Jafar don't square up. Like Genie.
No, because by the time they would have squared up, Jafar was already a genie and they couldn't fight each other.
Right.
And he was
Without-
trapped.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I get like the only one I could think of that Tim said that would even be close is Zeus.
Like a literal other god.
Zeus paired with maybe a few other gods.
I think it would have to be a bunch of gods.
Yeah. I think it'd have to be the whole of Mount Olympus again.
Yeah, because again, it's just like
Because think about like Genie. Is Genie more powerful than a Titan?
See,
Probably.
that's the thing
Ooh.
too.
Genie
Can
can create
Genie
life.
affect a god with his
That's what I'm
magic?
wondering.
You know, that would be the question
That's
to ask.
so-
What does Genie say? He says he can do anything, but what are the
He
rules?
can't bring people back from life,
Make anybody
people-
fall in love with
Yep.
each other.
and
more wishes.
More wishes.
Wish for more wishes.
Those are the only rules as a
Right.
genie. But now he's a freed genie, so
So
he doesn't have those rules.
Does that mean he can bring people back from the dead?
He does. He does say he can do it. He said he just doesn't like doing it because it doesn't look pretty.
Oh, he does say that. When he's telling Aladdin the rules, he says no bringing people back from the dead, and
Yeah.
he says something like, "I can do it, but I just don't like it." Obviously, that's not the words, but
Yeah. It's like I just don't like doing it.
So you can set your own rules of genie-ment?
I don't know. I
So
feel
you-
like
so
those
if-
rules come from somewhere else. I feel like
Yeah,
those come
and he
from
just-
folklore.
So since there's somebody who can set genie rules, I think that means that genies are not all powerful.
he's a freed genie. We're talking about genies that are still enslaved.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has no limitations.
I don't think you have any
He
limitations.
literally,
as a freed
he
genie.
literally was like, even when Jafar was like first made into a genie, like he was like playing around with literal like stars and cosmic power
Yeah.
in his hands. Like,
And isn't that something
was
Genie
scary.
says, like incredible cosmic power and
Yeah.
something like that?
and
basically-
teeny little living space.
Does
Yeah.
cosmic power outrank godly power?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. If we're talking if we look
I
at
think
like
so. You're looking at universal
That's
power
controlling
versus
the universe compared to controlling
versus
a few
elemental
like, goats
power,
on
I would
Earth.
because if we look at if we just compare it to like Marvel, because it's the one thing I know a little bit about. It's
Mhm.
like cosmic is like Galactus level, whereas
Yeah.
like godly would be like Thor, and Galactus is
Right.
definitely more powerful.
yeah,
than
you're
Thor.
looking
Then
at
yes.
you're looking at a good
cosmic power
Yeah,
is
you're looking at a difference between severe brain fart. You're looking at a difference between universal power versus elemental power. You know,
Yeah, the gods are like elemental.
yeah, because like Zeus kind of,
Because we never
Thunder
see
and
Zeus
lightning and all
just
that.
do anything, you know?
yeah, he strikes a few people because he's pissed off, but that's about it.
Yeah, whereas like we see the genie do just about anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Genie, if he wanted to, could literally just wipe out entire planets.
so if we're talking
Genie wins.
Well, I think
Genie-
we got it.
I literally, there's nowhere else to go with that. I mean, like, it's Genie
Genie's the deadliest
thing
Disney
ever.
or Pixar animated
Because
character.
he could passively kill a town. He could passively kill a planet.
Yeah.
Even if we
He could
expand,
directly kill like an entire solar system.
even if we expanded it out of like to just Disney in general, since Marvel is now Disney, like even Thanos.
That's true.
Like even Thanos, I think Genie's more powerful than Thanos. Even Gauntlet Thanos.
because Genie could just be like Thanos snaps his fingers to make Genie disappear, and Genie's just like, "Ha, no."
Plus, it's like Thanos gets one snap and he's done.
Yeah,
True.
Genie is whatever
Genie's
he
good.
wants.
Yeah, Thanos had a history of snapping it twice in a row. That's it. Because he snapped it, he ran away, and then he snapped it again to destroy
yeah, and the
it.
second time almost killed him.
Right.
Well, I think we got it. I think Genie is the most deadly Disney
I think so.
Pixar character, animated or otherwise.
Disney, you are broken.
Yeah, you broke it.
Fix
with the
Genie.
Fixed. Yeah.
Nerf Genie.
Nerf
Nerf
Genie.
Genie.
Damn.
Hashtag Nerf Genie 2021.
Well, I think that's going to be it for this one. Once again, if you have any problems or things that we got wrong, feel free to let us know, but we don't care. Any positive words, we appreciate. Any negative words, go for it. If you have any ideas for things in the future, let us know. Just let us know in the comments. And thank you so much, Jarrett, for being on with us.
Yep.
We had a lot of fun.
Thank you so much for having me.
Finding out that Genie is broken.
Yeah,
and needs
Genie
to be
is
nerfed.
in fact broken.
And we probably should have said this in the first episode, but I forgot. You can find us on Spotify, YouTube, and wherever else.
Cool. Heck yeah.
Hooray.
Yay.
All right. This has been Tim and Noah on Full of Shit. Thank you, Jarrett. And we will all see you on the next one.